Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back for another episode of the Bean Dip Podcast. Thank you guys for joining me. Well, I am officially an Uber driver. Yeah, dude, I am about 1 week in of Uber driving. I didn't go yesterday and I didn't go today, but I'm doing it, bro. I'm out there. I'm fucking picking up your grandma, taking her to the hospital. I'm picking up your little fuck boy and taking him to your pad. Who else am I taking? I'm possibly taking somebody to their fucking court case. I don't know. I haven't done that. I haven't done a ride like that yet. But shout out to Alex Murdaugh. Not even a shout out. I'm just like watching this fucking murder trial case. I don't know a lot, so I won't be talking about it today. Maybe next week. But the Uber shit, bro. That Uber driving. Look, honestly, it's a lot more chill than I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be a little bit awkward with, like, people being in the car and, I don't know, like, what kind of music do I have to play? Do I have to be extra, like, careful? I mean, I'm sure I got to be careful, but, you just don't fucking know. People are crazy, but I'm telling you, I kind of dig it, bro. It's not that bad. Like, it's so weird. I feel like I'm liking it so much that I might have been a taxi driver in my past life, Like, I was probably one of those Middle Eastern guys in New York, with the turban on, like, hello. I don't know, Because it's hella chill, bro. You're just sitting there. Hey, what's up? Is this you? Blah, blah, blah. Cool, right on. Come right in. And here's one thing I noticed. Other Uber drivers. Why the fuck are you talking to the riders? Why are you like, hey, so what's up, man? Like, why? I mean, of all the rides I've done, I have never, not once. I mean, it's only been a week, but I have not yet once even tried to start a conversation with people. I mean, if they start a conversation with me, fuck, I'm not gonna be a dick, right? I'm not gonna be rude. I want those tips, right? I want that 5-star rating. So I'm gonna give you a crazy ass conversation. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, damn, bro, do I even want to go to my destination anymore? I'm kicking it with fucking this Uber driver in his car and his great ass conversations, But yeah, what am I? So how's it go? Like, what the fuck? What are you, some kind of creep? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems awkward, right? Because you are a taxi driver. I know it might be your car. You know what I mean? Oh, you're in my car. My rule is kind of bullshit. But bro, your job is just to take them from one spot to another. So I was thinking about that, like being, Uber driving. Like, I don't think I have any real interest in talking to the riders. And at the same time, I don't think I feel pressured to make them feel extremely comfortable. You know what I mean? If there's like silence, I mean, it's all good. I'm just there to give you a ride. You know what I mean? I know there's other situations for me where silence will get to me and I want to fill the silence, right? And I want to talk. But in that setting, like, I'm just there to take you to one spot. You don't need my input. You know what I mean? You don't need anything of that, And I think the one thing that, like, I really enjoy about it, which kind of helps me, like, not feel pressured enough to where, like, I guess I have to talk to people, is I play my music. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, everybody, I'm not gonna play music that is, like, friendly for everybody or cool for most. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna play my music that I enjoy listening to, and you guys, hey, you might hear something new. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you're like, so here, look, if I will pay attention to who's coming in the car, you know what I mean? So if you're like your old ass people, I'm not going to be playing some crazy rap for you. You know what I mean? I'll probably have some mellow music or some talk radio, and just chill drive. Like I picked this old couple up. I don't know if they're together. One, I think it might have been a dude's mom and himself. The mom looked like she could have been in her 80s, and homeboy was in his 60s. So it's like, I'm not gonna be driving around like they're just like these young people, like trying to experience life or whatever. They've experienced it, and they're not trying to fucking have a heart attack in an Uber car, right? Like, they don't even care how long it takes, right? The older people, just get me there. I'm already almost dying. I don't want to die here. Take me to my house. Drive as slow as you possibly can if you have to, Yeah, and I think also the really chill thing about it is, you start whenever you want. But here's like, it could be tricky. One thing I noticed when I was doing it on a Monday, in the morning, there were no rides, right? Like, it's Monday morning, probably nobody's really trying to be out, and especially in the morning, and possibly you're already at work, because I started like around 10:30. So there's no rides. So I waited till like 3, and then at 3, it picked up. So there just might be things like that, but in general, you can start whenever you want, and I really dig that, you know what I mean? Like, fuck it, let me go make $50. I'm gonna go drive for an hour, right? And it worked, dude. I honestly don't know why I never got into Uber beforehand, right? Like, I'm an idiot, I think. Because here's the one thing also, like, when it comes to like types of jobs that you do and the appearance you want people to have of you. And that's probably what it was for me. It was like, I'm not going to be no Uber driver, right? Like only people who do Uber are the ones that can't get a job, or only the ones who do Uber are the ones who have a great job and they just do it for side money, right? But as, every time I would like get a ride, you have these people who are Uber drivers, making I've heard somebody say they make $8,000 a month. Dude, that shit is insane. Okay, $8,000 a month. Now, mind you, it's not like they're only gonna work a little bit, right? From what I know, they have to work 10 hours a day, 10 to 12 hours a day, and that might be like 6 days out of the week. So look, that's cool. At least that, I want to say, that opportunity is there, right? I'm not trying to make that much. I think what I'm going for is probably around $2,000 to $3,000 a month. And I think that'll be perfect. That's just enough for me, right? Like, because I'll be doing Uber. I got the bartending the 2 days out of the week. And every now and then I'll hit up the swap meet, right? So I got like sources of income, right? So I don't think I necessarily, because just from the 2 days out of the month, 2 days out of the week at the bar, right? I probably make $1,000 a month there, right? And then the swap meet, it's not consistent, but in a month I'll probably make like $300, right? So I'm not in trouble, you know what I mean? But I think it does work fucking great with my schedule and whatever's going on. And that's all that matters right now, This is look, I think if you're a comedian, be an Uber driver, dude. Don't fuck with these other like fucking like 9 to 5 jobs. You know what I mean? Like, your time is too precious for you to like just devoted to a company, you know? And it's a hassle, dude. Like when you're working at some spot, if you need a day off, you need to like put the days in, like, or you need to request it weeks ahead. Whereas the Uber, I could just be like, okay, yeah, I'm going. I'll be there. I'll do Uber before, do the show, and probably do some Uber after. So I've been digging it, yo. I have been digging it a lot. Honestly, I was gonna go do some today. I do have a show today in Corona. It will be at the Union. Let me see what it's called. Union something and beer. Let me see. It's called. Shit. Oh fuck, hold on 1 second. It's called the Union Barber and Beer Lodge. You know, it's cool, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool. I've never performed in Corona. I think it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, man, I mean, sorry guys, got distracted by some fucking pictures. Let me see. Yeah, and you know, I had to rent a car for the Uber. Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, gonna go to Corona. It's gonna be at the Union. I just read it. Oh my God, Union Barber and Beer Lodge. Never been there. I have been to Corona. Lived there for 6 months. Corona, I'm sorry, I didn't like you. I did not like living there, dude. Here's the thing. Now I know why. A lot of white people are murderers, are mass murderers. Because when you live in a spot like Corona, I mean, it probably gets your mind going towards that way. You know, Corona is a suburb in the desert, right? I mean, just put those two together. A suburb in the desert. Without having like any kind of places to go. Right? It's the all the houses look the same, you know, and really outside of that is only just huge empty fucking, like, just empty land, right? It's just, dude, when I lived over there, I was living in Corona. I was living with roommates. We were in like a three bedroom home. And we were living on like 6 acres of land that was just all dirt. There are some trees, but you see what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna go to Corona, you're only going there for a couple reasons. You're probably going there to work, right? You're probably gonna go to school. So you're probably going to college somewhere over there. Or you're probably a drug addict, right? You're just on meth or heroin. Kind of just like doing nothing, right? Because you're probably too fucked up and too broke to even get out of that area. But it's not like, I don't even know if Corona would be considered affordable, because maybe it is, to be honest. The thing with Corona and say like Riverside, the IE over there, they have a lot of rooms for rent. So there's a lot of people with like 5-bedroom homes, 3-bedroom homes, and it's not being used. So they'll just be like, yeah, you could rent out a room. I love that. I will say that I love that about those areas. But anyway, I fucking digress. Yeah, Corona tonight, 9:00. Union Barber and Beer Lodge. Corona, I will be seeing you tonight. But yes, I did rent the car from Uber, and it's a Chevy Bolt. I may have mentioned this in the episode prior, but it's an okay car. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine, but there's nothing about it that really makes me be like, oh, hey, this is cool. Like, some of the features have already been in other cars. It accelerates pretty well. It's not the fastest car. My problem with these, like, say with this electric car, the Chevy Bolt, it's all electric, is I mean, even though it probably is a lot of driving, I think you have like a good 4 hours of driving until you have to charge it again. And I don't know if this is just with Chevy Bolts. Like, I don't have Tesla, right? I want a Tesla. Those things are amazing, but I mean, come on. Is there anybody out there selling a Tesla for 2 Gs? Jesus. You know, I mean, of course not, right? They're like $45,000-$50,000. I was taking a Uber with my girlfriend, and this guy, he was a Tesla driver, and we're talking about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you could find some cheap. Yeah, just go on Craigslist. I got this one for $35,000." Nice, bro. Nice. Yeah, let me just save up for a year because, you know, I do stand-up comedy and I don't get paid for it. So let me just save up for like 3 years just to get an old Tesla. You know, it's crazy, bro. Like, some people, hey, it's only $35,000. It's only $25,000. Oh, $25,000. That's $20,000 less than $45,000. That's a lot of, you know what I mean? We're broke out here, dude. I had to rent a Chevy Bolt, and I'm probably renting it and paying out for way more than what it's worth, you know? But I don't want to talk shit, you know? The guys at Hive, the ones that rented me the car, the dude was super chill, super laid back. And he pretty much was like, it. You know, a lot of people sometimes can make things more complicated than what they are. He was like, nope, there's this. Yeah, you could do blah, blah, blah. All right, yeah, you're good to go. Peace. You know what? Love it. I love that attitude, bro. Because once you start making things more complicated than they really should be, it's like, dude, just give me my shit so I could get the fuck out of here, right? Give me the main details, and that's it. Everything else I'll figure out, right? So shout out to the homeboy from Hive who hooked it up with my Chevy Bolt car. Yeah, like I said, it's a chill. It's a car, you know. It's so funny. My one of my homies, he does comedy too. His name is Ali. I actually might have him as one of my guests soon. It might be the next one. I'm not sure, but he does Uber too, and I guess he has a Chevy Bolt. And it's so hilarious because he's like, hey, bro. So the crazy thing about I'm not going to describe him. When he's on the show, you'll see. But he's like, hey, bro, so like, how do you like the car? I'm like, it's a car, bro. You know, it does what it has to do. And he got it's like, this motherfucker. Like, bro, look. It's I appreciate it. It's a decent car, but it's not a car I would have picked. You know, like, I'm not about to brag about the Chevy Bolt. Right? The cool thing, it has Wi-Fi in it. Wi-Fi that barely it doesn't even work. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. I don't even use it anymore. And the interface, I think, so it's a 2023, right? Most cars already have like an interface where you could like go to certain apps, like for music, for maps, anything like that, right? They just come automatically already. So this is an electric car. I mean, the features that are there are not anything new, even from, let's say, a 2016 car, right? Like, it's just standard, pretty much. I don't know, man. I don't. What is a Chevy Bolt, dude? That's like. So right, like originally I wanted a Tesla. So imagine you're like, you know what? I'm gonna try and get this Corvette. I want this fucking Corvette. It's gonna be so sick. It's gonna be dope. But, you know, the requirements is like you need 150 rides in order to get that Corvette. And really the only car that you are eligible for is this new Pinto, right? Like for the younger people there, if you don't know what a Pinto is just a death trap, okay? Those cars were exploding in like the mid 90s or something. I guess because the engine was in the back. I think it wasn't in the hood of the car, it was in the back. So whenever somebody got into an accident, if they got hit in the back, that thing is exploding. Right? So that's what I got. I got a 2023 Pinto, right? I mean, it's a car, right? It's not broken down. When I got it, there was only like 8 miles on it. It was very new. The guy just got done unwrapping it. So look, I'm not gonna say it's useless, but it's not a car I would have picked. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Chevy, but it's not a car I would have picked. Like, this car was specifically designed for Uber driving. That car is not meant for anything else. You know? Yeah, and by the way, fucking electric car people, can we have it where, you know, the places that we go to charge our vehicles, can we have it where at least 2 people can use one machine? So I have to use this electric charger thing called EVgo. EVgo. And these EVgo's are around the city, right? They're just everywhere. There's probably 2 at a time, 3 at a time. The most I've seen was like 5 or 6 at a time. But that was in Hollywood. But around me, they're like a couple, they're like probably 15 minutes away, each of them. But there's only like 2 or 3 of them. And only one person at a time can use those charger things. And so, like, if you pull up and you see somebody there, don't even wait. There's no point in waiting. The fact is that these things take way too long to charge. It's like charging your fucking phone. Okay? Not the same thing as gas. You can fill your car up in like 2 minutes and be out. An electric car, if you're just using the regular charger, it's gonna take like an hour and a half just to get to 80%. That's just to get to 80%. They do have a fast charger thing, but I don't think my car has it. The input, I looked for it. I don't think it has it. And I think that would drastically give me more time. It would go from being an hour and a half to 30 minutes. But even then, guys, come on. That's too long, bro. That's too fucking long, bro. That's an hour just sitting, wasting time. I'd rather jerk off for an hour and have some crazy skin burn on my dick. But at least I busted. This one, I can't even fully bust, right? It's charging 80% and it's taking an hour and a half. It's too long, dude. It's too long. Nice car. It's a nice car, but way too fucking long, okay? And I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, eventually I might. It just depends how much I need to be hustling just to pay the car, right? Like, I already paid the first week. I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't need to worry about shit. But do I want to go back to gas? I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if I'm being charged. I have to double check, but I have this EVgo card that I don't know if I'm being charged. I know I'm being charged for miles. I don't know if I'm being charged to charge. You understand me? So that's my only thing is the gas, bro. Gas is just too damn expensive. And if I'm going to be driving, I'm for sure spending, if I'm going to be driving for 4 hours, I know I'm for sure filling up the tank once at least, and probably, who knows, maybe twice. That could be $80 on gas. That's bullshit, dude. Right? That's fucking bullshit. Never. So I am with the Chevy Bolt. Russell and the Chevy Bolt are partners, okay? So if you guys see me coming up in my Chevy Bolt, watch out. I'll say this, one of the coolest things that came with, I mean, it was only for like 2 days actually. They gave me XM radio for 2 days, and it was great because I was able to listen to Howard Stern. And I'm just gonna say this before I get into Howard Stern. Radio entertainment, talk radio, I fucks with you, dude. You guys are entertaining as fuck. I think people forget about talk radio and deem it as boring, but I'm not gonna lie, some of these radio shows are better than podcasts, right? Some podcasts, they're cool, but I feel like I have to watch them. And there's a lot of the times I don't want to have to watch them, right? I just want to listen and go. And the beautiful thing about... All right, everybody. Sorry about that. Little bit of technical difficulties. My phone didn't die, but the battery was low enough where I couldn't record. But yeah, like I was saying, like, dude, the beautiful thing about radio shows is that they are entertaining and interesting to listen to, where I don't feel like I'm missing anything without watching them. Right? So that's the one big comparison that I love. And Howard Stern is a master at it, bro. Like, even I was listening to a segment, and you know, obviously it's a parody, it's a joke, but it's like he has Barack Obama on the phone, right? And Barack Obama just comes off brash and like kind of just like talking like you and me. What's up, motherfucker? And that kind of shit, right? And then in that same way, it's so hilarious the way whoever's, you know, impersonating Barack Obama, Donald Trump phones in, right? Not the real Donald Trump. It's just some fake shit. But the thing about it is, like, I feel like in podcasts, if I were to hear that, I would want to see what's going on, right? Whereas the Howard Stern show or some radio shows, it's like, that's not the most important thing, right? Because you understand it's a bit. It's all just a joke, right? I mean, I think for podcasts, especially comedy ones, it could be similar. But I'm telling you, the Howard Stern XM radio, Howard Stern, hilarious, dude. Amazing. I was literally really close just to subscribing and purchasing XM radio just to listen to Howard Stern. It's great entertainment, bro. Like, it's so funny because as a kid, hey, and shout out to AM 710 as well. That's sports radio. It's more for LA Lakers and Dodgers and stuff, but they always got like good shows on there. But it's funny because like my dad, you know, back in the day when I was a kid, homeboy would always listen to talk radio, right? Like, if I were to, like, at some point when we would go into the car and he would turn it on, automatically it'd be some talk radio shit. And as a kid, or even in your 20s, you're like, dude, that shit is just boring, right? And I'm gonna say it again. I mentioned it before. Like, dude, nowadays, like, I'm 33, and I barely listen to music anymore. Right? All I do is listen to podcasts, watch podcasts, talk radio. That's all I do. That's my music now. Is some guy's voice, right? Not singing. He's just talking shit and giving his opinion on bullshit, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is something, I guess. I don't know, but I'm doing it now, dude. And I don't know what that is, right? Maybe the magic for music is not the same for me anymore, right? Like, I don't want to say I've explored so much where it's like I'm necessarily numb to it all, but I don't get the same drive I did when it comes to music, right? Now I guess the way music is for me is like it's like lobby music, or it's like elevator music, right? I mean, that's not I'm not saying I listen to that kind of music, but I treat it the same way. It's like it's just there just to pass time, right? So you're just not in silence, right? That's kind of the way I feel like I treat it these days. You know, there might be like a cool song where it's like, oh, that's a good one, and I put it on the playlist, but I don't venture further. I don't try to find out who the artist is anymore. I don't see what other hits they have. I don't try to see what hits that they have that nobody knows about, right? Like before I would go hard into it, but I just don't anymore, you know? And now I just really get my kicks off of radio and podcasts. And, you know, as you guys could tell, that's why I'm here, right? I'd be a fucking musician, right? If I was that hard into music, I guess. But I've always been into music. Like, I mean, I still am. Just the way I go about it these days is much different. But yeah, like I said, man, Howard Stern, dude, any of you guys, just if you haven't seen his show or whatever, dude, I guarantee you'll love it, dude. It's so fucking dope. You could probably look up clips on YouTube as well and just get a taste of that, you know. But I think talk radio, that needs to be stronger, right? I think people need to see what's up more with talk radio. I think to a certain degree it might be better than podcasts. Podcasts, they waste a lot of time, right? There's a lot of like things that are not happening but happening within the show, you know? It's like what like comedians say. When it's a podcast, it's just a hang. People are just hanging out. So it's like the production is not as entertaining sometimes. Sometimes you just have two dudes shooting the shit, talking about one topic, right? Where like let's say Howard Stern, for instance. I mean, I don't want to use AM 710 because that's sports, right? They specifically talk about LA teams and the whatever the fuck, you know. But like a radio show, it's a show, right? So they're gonna come up with segments and written material and all this stuff. Where I think it's more I don't want to say easier to listen to, but it pulls you in as a listener, right? Because I'm telling you, it's not boring. If it was boring, right, I think it wouldn't even exist. I don't know. I could just be getting old, right? Like I do have some gray hairs in my hair. Maybe when the gray hairs start popping out, you start listening to talk radio more. You know what I mean? The whiter your hair gets, the less cool you are, I guess, and you're not into music anymore. You just become dry, right? You just I don't know, man. But yeah, dude, like talk radio, so fucking dope, bro. And you know, I always used to think that like to be like a radio host, you have to have like a weird voice and hey, what's up, guys and gals? You know what I mean? But sometimes it's not even like that. Sometimes these dudes are just chilling and shooting the shit like regular, you know? One of the episodes I seen or heard of with Howard Stern, he had this badass interview with Pink, right? And I'm not that much of a fan of Pink, you know? I mean, she's got some songs, but it's not like I'm listening to her, you know? But interviews like that like really show what like an artist has been through and stuff like that. She told some, you know, crazy stories, some like backstabbing stories that she's went through, you know. She did give off a little bit of a pretentious vibe to me. Like she still has that like no authority kind of attitude, and it's like, bitch, you're too old for that, right? You're a white bitch. You're calling cops on people all the time, so calm the fuck down, right? But I mean, it was still a good interview. I thought it was dope. One of the best parts is he had the whole or all the singers of her band and herself harmonize and sing with like a cappella without any instruments, and it was great, super awesome. And that's just a cool thing. I like that he does that. Interviews like some artists, lets them perform, and give some really cool or interesting stories. But yeah, talk radio, everybody. Fucking grow up and listen to some talk radio, you fucking... No. Just kidding. But yeah, guys. I think that's all for today. I actually gotta be getting dressed right now. I'm headed to Corona. I'm gonna be going to Corona right now. Show starts at 9. I'm gonna have shows all weekend. Today, tomorrow at Haha's, and then Sunday I have 2. One in some Tesla garage or whatever, and then another one at Haha's. And I'll try to put all the links and all that shit in the description. So, fuck yeah. Thank you guys for listening. You guys have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.